You say you want to be in pictures? That timeless expression captures the longing of countless young actors in search of their first big break. Our cover story is from Tracy Smith.
In Hollywood, it seems, you never know when the next Oscar winner might show up.
But it won't pay the rental on your humble flat.
Of course, Marilyn Monroe never took home an Academy Award. But if you can take your eyes off of her for a second, you can spot someone else in this scene who did.
The end.
George Chakiris was a dancer, a kid from Ohio who basically used his feet to break into the movies, including this spot in Marilyn's chorus line.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I was one of the guys in the... Now,
And did you have interaction with Marilyn?
no, she was very quiet.
And when movie musicals themselves went quiet a few years later, Chakiris found work with the London cast of a hit Broadway show, West Side Story. And then the rumors started flying about a film version.
I remember one of the things we heard was that people being considered for the movie were Elizabeth Taylor and Elvis Presley. So we thought, okay, they're using big stars. But one day, 5 of us got letters from United Artists asking us to do tests.
To do a screen test?
Yeah, it was a fantastic day. You know, we were doing our tests with a camera and a director, and it was just, you know, wow.
It was wow, all right. After his screen test, Chakiris was cast as the Puerto Rican gang leader Bernardo, acting and dancing in some of the most spectacular and strenuous scenes ever filmed.
Could you feel yourself giving it your all? I mean, how taxing was it?
It never felt taxing. It just felt good.
Good enough, we now know, for an Academy Award, alongside co-star Rita Moreno.
It's an amazing evening. It's just an amazing, we had so much fun.
But if the Oscars are the top of the mountain, you might say these are the foothills. The casting offices, like exclusive studios on Sunset Boulevard, are often a would-be movie star's first stop.
Sabrina.
Casting directors Amanda
How are
Lenker
you?
Doyle and Chrissy Fiorilli-Ellington have spent years looking for that perfect face in the crowd, and they want to see a lot more of those faces today.
Hi.
Beyond movies and broadcast TV, there are streaming platforms from Netflix to YouTube originals, and they all need actors.
Who does that? I do.
So it sounds in a way like the chances of breaking into Hollywood are better today than maybe they've ever been.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of work. There's a lot of work, and so there's more opportunities for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, come on in, Tom.
We should say that TV news cameras are not usually allowed in an actual casting session, but they agreed to show us how it's done in real time and with real actors.
My name is Fina Sanchez.
Eric Martig.
I'm Sabrina Ravel.
Tom Myers.
I've been in LA for about 12 years.
What now, almost 20 years?
Quite a long time.
How do you pay the bills?
Bartending.
And as you'd expect, the aspiring stars show up, sign in, and do their best for the casting director.
And I'm heading down south.
That's good enough. Now will you turn your head for us?
Sure.
It was much the same in Marlon Brando's day, but back then they needed a whole studio to see how an actor looked on film.
And let's get out of here. Every time I come back, I feel like I gotta break out.
And now, any video camera will do.
Yes, I am now living my Hollywood dream.
Still, the process of putting yourself out there is as tough as it ever was, though maybe not quite as brutal as you might see in the movies.
You either follow my rules or follow my rules. Capiche?
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks.
I can do it a different way.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
When you guys saw that scene in La La Land, did you go, no?
It's like not funny anymore.
No.
Because we're not mean. We're really nice. And we want to create a really safe space for everybody.
And the key word today is everybody. According to USC's Annenberg Inclusion Initiative, lead characters in last year's feature films were more diverse than ever, with a long way still to go. But beyond talent and training and 1,000 other things, it often comes down to that mysterious quality commonly known as the it factor.
Look, this is my life, and it's a battle within.
Terrence Howard had it, says longtime casting director Kimberly Hardin.
I did Hustle and Flow with him, and then he just got skyrocketed from there.
Oscar nomination helps.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I know the it factor is hard to narrow down, but you know there are people out there saying, well, how do I get that?
The it factor. You know what it is? It's a combination of being sure of yourself, I think. Maybe that's what it is.
It's like a self-confidence.
It's like a self-confidence without being egotistical.
Phone. Phone? He said phone?
And sometimes the casting choice is so obvious it can bring you to tears. Remember that kid from E.T.?
Did you know, watching Henry Thomas's audition for E.T., that he was the kid?
I absolutely knew, and it is, to this day, hands down the best audition I've ever been in.
Veteran casting director Marci Liroff was part of a team that cast Henry as Elliot.
Elliot?
I'm gonna take it.
This is his screen test for director Steven Spielberg.
Well, I'm afraid I have to, son.
Can't take him away, he's mine!
And when Henry started crying, we all started weeping. And we're standing behind the camera going like this. It was so emotional.
And he wants to stay here. He likes it here.
And you can hear Spielberg's reaction at the very end.
Okay, kid, you got the job.
Steven says, "You got the job, kid." And it was obviously, he was obviously the perfect person for the role.
How often does that magic moment happen?
Not very often.
I think I go back to San Juan.
I know a boat you can get on. Bye-bye.
Now, West Side Story is being remade, and this time the producers are looking to cast Latin actors for the Latin parts.
Back in the day, with the original, it was not all Puerto Rican actors.
No.
You're not Puerto Rican.
No, I'm Greek.
Still, George Chakiris is grateful he ever got the chance.
If you could boil it down, what do you think was the key for you, for breaking into Hollywood, for making it in pictures?
Well, I was lucky enough to be on West Side Story. Who knows what would have happened, you know, if there had never been a West Side Story. I would have still been trying to fulfill my dream, but that doesn't mean it would have happened.
There you are.
Here I am.
And as Chakiris pointed out after watching a group of teenagers perform recently, maybe the real it factor is luck.
I was spending a lot of time in London, and I went to one of the drama schools, the graduation performance. They did a musical called Little Me, a great musical. Every young person in that cast was so wonderful. And I remember thinking to myself, who in this group is going to get lucky? Because you have to get lucky too.
Whether I go for the girls, though, you know.
Side by side or face to face, James Dean and Paul Newman appear together in this 1954 screen test for the movie East of Eden. Dean would get the role, but it was Newman who got the longevity. As long as there have been movies, there have been screen tests. Here's Charlie Chaplin giving actress Georgia Hale a tryout for his classic film, City Lights. That was in 1929.
Aufnahme 3.
So was this test with a young Marlene Dietrich.
You're the cream in my coffee, you're the salt in my stew.
Watch what happens when the piano player fumbles.
Das geht doch so nicht, verstehst das nicht?
Nearly half a century later, a then unknown John Travolta auditioned for TV's Welcome Back, Kotter.
Who are you? I'm Barberini.
Barberini, of course, would become Barbarino, and John Travolta would become a superstar. And that brings us to Dustin Hoffman. He was already famous when he put on a dress for this 1981 screen test for the movie Tootsie.
And a little too short.
Oh, well, I'm not even wearing heels.
As you can see, he really wanted the role. And as we all know, he was kind of a natural.
Taxi! Taxi! Taxi!